Beit Issie Shapiro presents Promoting Technological Entrepreneurship in the Field of Disabilities, a panel discussion hosted by the permanent missions of Israel and Argentina to the United Nations and Beit Issie Shapiro, on the occasion of the 9th Session Conference of the UNC-RPD, June 2016, United Nations, New York. Ms. Jean Judas, Executive Director, Beit Issie Shapiro.
Beit Issie Shapiro is really delighted to be able to chair this session today. And we will address the ways to harness the power of technology and entrepreneurship to expand the opportunities for people of all kinds of disabilities, physical, intellectual, sensory, learning, communication, or any kind of disability.
HE Ambassador Danny Danone, Permanent Representative of Israel to the United Nations.
Hopefully today here we start to break down the barriers for people with disabilities in order to enable them to live with dignity and full inclusion. And I believe that together we can make a difference.
Mr. David Lepofsky, Canadian advocate on disability accessibility, chair of Accessibility or Ontarians with Disabilities Act Alliance, and co-chair of Barrier Free Canada.
Technology can be that much of an unprecedented game changer for the better, but at the same time, if it isn't designed right, it could as dramatically slam doors in our faces. It is on that basis that we turn to the conversation we have this afternoon about what we do to make sure technology works for good and not for bad.
Ms. Leslie Schecht, Director of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math for District 75's New York City Public Schools.
When the iPad was introduced 6 years ago, it became a game changer for our students, especially those with speech and communication issues. Once they had to use a large and heavy output device, such as a Dynavox, that looked like a lunchbox and cost about $7,500. Now they could be socially accepted and be one of the cool kids with an iPad, which cost about $400. Apps such as Poloco To Go, LAMP, Verbally, all give our students the ability to have a voice.
Mr. Shapal Kaznabis, Program Manager, Global Cooperation on Assistive Technology, GATE, WHO.
We need 1 billion assistive products today and 2 billion people by 2050. Problem is, we have 10 years of CRPD and we have only 10% access. Most of the people who need these services, they don't have access. And why? If we ask me one question, why, then I'll say it's because of the cost factor. Unless and until these products become affordable, it will be difficult for any government, any insurance agency, or even for the individual to make out-of-pocket payment to buy this or to access this product. The question is, could there be generic hearing aids like we have a generic medicines now? I go to Switzerland to buy any chemist shop. First thing they ask, whether you want to buy a generic drug or a branded drug. So why can't we have a hearing aid or the same way, new generation, which will be much cheaper than the traditional ones? This is the current market beneficiaries, high quality products for rich people or rich countries, and low quality products for poor or charity. So there is nothing in between. There is no middle class in the field of assistive technology. Either you have a higher class or a lower class. There is no middle class. Anything you do for people with disabilities, everybody can benefit out of it. The key is partnership and international cooperation. We need to collaborate together. We need to ensure these products are available at an affordable cost.
Ms. Gabby Admon-Rick, Commission for Equal Rights of Persons with Disabilities, Ministry of Justice, Israel.
So whenever I receive a video or hear about innovative technology, I ask myself, was the sender or design aware of this distinction? Were they trying to fix and transform disability, or were they trying to remove barriers and ease interaction and allow full participation? Like the examples that we saw here today, like the amazing examples of the way that the iPads are used. So are they aware of this this is a very subtle but very important, in my opinion, distinction when we are developing technologies. I think that only when we understand this distinction and we develop technologies like the ones we are talking about today, we will make a world that accommodates everyone equally. Thank you.
Ms. Shiri Azenkot, Assistant Professor, Jacobs Technion Cornell Institute, The Role of Academia in the Field of Assistive Technology.
So I think that the key to really advancing the field of assistive technology and accessibility is to be able to learn and understand what academia, what research has to offer, what it is that we do very well, and to partner with other organizations that can fill in the gaps and help us take the prototypes that we develop, the innovations, and connect with the target users. So to take the prototypes, to flesh them out into products, to connect with target users, to train the users, and to continue to maintain the products so that they can be used by the end users over a long period of time.
Mr. David Lepofsky, Canadian advocate on disability accessibility, chair of Accessibility or Ontarians with Disabilities Act Alliance, and co-chair of Barrier Free Canada.
The area of technology should be the sector where we can make the most progress the most quickly. All the speakers today, while outlining absolutely essential measures to help get us there, working with entrepreneurs, academic research, government funding, creative innovations in school boards and other public agencies, they're essential, but they're not enough. We won't get there unless every jurisdiction passes strong, effective, and enforceable and enforced accessibility legislation.
Ms. Jean Judas, Executive Director, Beit Issie Shapiro.
So we had two major goals. The first goal is to increase the amount of technology being developed for people with disabilities in Israel. And secondly, to really give much thought to the implementation of technology, because each person is different and the application has to be accurate for each person. So what we did is we understood that to make a change in Israel, it would be important to develop an ecosystem that is an enabling environment to develop assistive technology. Really, our vision is to build an ecosystem that can be replicated and scaled up worldwide. We hope all countries will develop their own ecosystems, and there can be joint collaborations between countries to ensure technology is affordable and can be shared effectively across borders. And we would love to learn from other people here today if they have things that we could collaborate on. Just want to thank you all for coming, and especially to our wonderful speakers, and I hope it was interesting for all. Thank you.